from Iridium. Hope you're doing all right today. Reaction time. So, Nesta, a band that I hadn't heard before a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago. Done 2 reactions now, On the Run and Tomorrow. And they've both been fantastic. So much so that people have asked me to react to the last single of the forthcoming album, Kids in a Ghost Town, which is to be released very soon, October the 22nd. I'm getting really excited. So I love both the singles so far. The second one really surprised me, featured Sam Fox. Amazing. It was an absolute amazing song. Songwriting's fantastic from this band. They've got a bit of a real cool sense of humour. They're a Swedish band, but they've got a really good sense of humour where they tell you a story within the video, if you like, and the video reflects that story, and they look like they're fucking around. The singer's got a porn moustache. They look like they're out of the 1980s, and they sound like they're out of the 1980s, but their music is very serious. It's so cool, but with that sense of humour running through it all the time. So I've loved, like I said, the first 2 singles, which was On the Run. Well, I don't know what order they came out in. I think this one I'm going to listen to first. This one I'm going to listen to now is the first single. So I missed it. It's called 1989. On the Run was the second single, and Tomorrow was the third. I've sort of done it in weird order, but it doesn't matter, does it? But a lot of people have been requesting, since they've watched the 2 videos that I've reacted to, you've got to listen to 1989. You've got to react to it. So here I am. I listen. So there you go. So this one's called 1989. And like I said, from Nesta, forthcoming album, Kids in a Ghost Town, to be released on October the 22nd. So of course, 1989 also comes with a little story behind it. It's got a video as well, but let me tell you a little story behind it on YouTube. The beat goes on as Nesta is laying down some new tracks in the studio. They need to take it to the next level if they are to master the ancient art of rock and roll. Mr. Iceman has his own initiative, hired the guru of digital recording, Mr. Takeshi Takamatsu. But will this change the direction be enough to make the difference? Meanwhile, in the studio next door, the priest Bror Mork is recording his own God-fearing masterpiece. How will we handle the reunion with Nesta? Ridiculous, but excellent at the same time. So here we go. This is Nesta and 1989.
to know what's right. Lost between a movie scene and life. What happened to a fire?
Man, how good are this band? Absolutely unbelievable. They're really onto something. I'll tell you, like the way they're approaching it all, they're getting you hyped up with all the stories behind the videos, and it makes you sit up and listen even more. But when you actually get to listen to the music, it exceeds what you expect. It literally does. I mean, this one got a real AOR feel to it, obviously, like a bit like On the Run did, but almost some Toto feels to me as well. You know, some real like Toto, that classic Toto sound they had in the 80s as well. It's got some feels of that as well. They're a brilliant AOR band as well, but man, it's a huge song. It's an absolutely huge song like the other two. They just are an amazing band. They just shock me how good they are. And I think they only shock me because of the way they, you know, their sense of humour, and basically they're a sort of they treat it as a joke band, but it's definitely not that. It's just, the music is just so fucking good. It's so catchy. Everything about it is amazing, and it transports me back. Not just the videos, but the music as well. It transports you back to a time, a better time. Let's just admit it. The 80s were fucking superb, and these guys just take you back there, and they plonk you straight back in the 80s, and it fucking makes you smile. It really does. I think these guys are really onto something, and someone said to me the other day, getting Sam Fox, Nick Hogg said to me the other day of Nitrate, the band Nitrate, he messaged me, and he said, great PR work getting Sam Fox involved in that video. I've got to admit it really was. But everything they do, everything, all the little stories and that behind it, you know, bands like this, God knows, I mean, they've got a lot of interest. I've noticed that. I think this band are the band that people have messaged me about the most out of any band since I started the channel. Even the Tomorrow song, I had about 5, 6, 7 requests to do it. I know it don't sound like a lot. I'm only a small channel, but sometimes I only get 2 or 3 from the same band. But a lot of people on about that Tomorrow song. A lot of people have been telling me to do this. It's the most interest I think I've known from a band for a long time. And they're definitely onto something. And I think a lot of that, their promotion as well, is a lot to do with that. The way they're doing it with the story behind it, and it sparks people's interest. Because the music is brilliant. I'm not saying it needs a story. I think it just makes people sit up and listen a little bit more. And then when they hear the music, they're even more fucking happy about that. Because, man, what a superb band this Nesta are. Absolutely excellent. Here we go for the rest of this song. Toto films, man. possibly the best single out of all three, and all three of them are perfect. That was absolutely perfect. The video was brilliant. The music was outstanding. It did still remind me of Toto all the way through that. Obviously Toto, when they rock it up a bit, because Toto they're quite a mellow band, but when they rock it up, they can do stuff like this. But I was thinking to myself, man, I think this band would have been huge, even though in the 80s, you know, you had those, some of the bands now, they try to capture the 80s sound, but they don't quite get there. They try, they really try, and it does give you, they're good at it. These guys do it effortlessly. Everything about that transports me, and that's how you should feel when you listen to a band that tries to sound 80s. You should feel transformed, like me when I was growing up in the 80s, and that just transformed me. And I was thinking to myself, I think these would have been a huge band. I mean, there were some great bands back then, but I think even these would have stood out back then from all those great bands. And now what they've got now is a huge production as well. The mix and that is fantastic on this. I love this band. I can't wait. 22nd of October, the album is out. I can't fucking wait to review or hear this and review it. I really can't. Let me know what you think of this song. I think most of you have heard it anyway. I'm a latecomer. So let's tell you what, give me your order of the songs, what you prefer. 1 being the best, down to 3, the worst out of the 3 songs they've released so far. They're all fucking fantastic, but put them in some sort of order in the comments below. I'll see you next time.